والشوق طريقي جئت من فج عميق إن من أركان ديني حجة البيت العتيق.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله أساسا مسؤول ما بعد. I thank all of you for coming to this session. This program is organized by Al-Dafira and Al-Mali Hajj and Umrah Company for non-Arab speakers. So we thank them, and we thank also Sheikh Dr. Khalid Kudair for overseeing this arrangement. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this meeting beneficial for all of us. We will cover the introduction and key highlights of Hajj and intention Ihram and Hajj rites. As I said, we thank Al-Dafira and then Hajj and Al-Mahali Hajj Company for this organization, and also Dr. Khalid Al-Kudair. No doubt you've all read about Hajj, and as such, many points will be familiar. So for some of you, to just be a revision and addition of some few points, inshallah. I use few resources in this presentation, the excellent one, and I will try to send it because we have your email, we have your cell phone numbers, so we'll send a copy of this presentation and copy of the other resources. So I use the excellent book by Sheikh Talal Al-Akil and published by Ministry of Hajj. That one is actually the official, you can say the official Hajj book. And also the Hajj and Umrah and Ziyarah by Sheikh bin Baz, rahimahullah. And there is also a detail on Hajj by Sheikh Fawzan and a video by Sheikh Usman Khamis. So all of these are some resources I use for this presentation. Before starting the Hajj rites, I'll cover a few points. One, the Hajj is all about Tawheed and making worship sincere for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we do it right, and then we'll get the full reward as Allah has promised. And the Hajj also is a celebration of the sincere worship of Ibrahim alayhi salam and his noble family. They made sincere worship to Allah. Allah accepted their du'as, Allah accepted their efforts, and all of that is reflected in the Hajj. And also is a celebration of the universal brotherhood of Islam, and it's a reminder of the ultimate gathering on the Day of Judgment. So the Hajj has many meanings. It has many meanings, but the top of it is all about Tawheed. As you all know, the Hajj is the fifth pillar of Islam, and it's required only once. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his mercy, he only wants us to do it only once in our lifetime. If you do one Hajj and you do it correctly, then there is no need for another Hajj. If you do another Hajj, it's just optional, it's a voluntary Hajj. So the obligation on us is one Hajj. And what is the reward? The one who does the Hajj correctly and doesn't commit any wrongdoing will return as the day they were born, pure from sins. So even if you're 70 years old, you do Hajj, you come out as if the day you were born. That's why in some countries where it's difficult to come for Hajj, they come late in their age so that all their sins are wiped out. So it's a very great reward for just a few days of activities, which means we have to dedicate ourselves to make sure we give the Hajj its right, its haq, and then we'll get the full reward. The condition which make Hajj obligatory on a person, first, to be a Muslim, means you make your deen sincere, you make your tawhid sincere, and being of a sound mind. If we can wait for the questions till the end, is better. Let's go. Just write down your questions, maybe in the chat section, or write it down, and when we finish, we'll go through all the questions, inshallah. Being of a sound mind and having reached puberty and freedom, being free, and also having the ability. physical ability, and financial ability. So all of these are the conditions which make Hajj obligatory on a person. If someone, just like Zakah, if it doesn't have nasib, the nisab is not there, you cannot give Zakah. So same thing, these are the conditions. So if the conditions are not there, then it's not obligatory on you. Mr. Faisal, yes, please. Okay. The just هذا عشان هذا سؤال الإجراءات هذا بعدين. الآن نتكلم عن الحج. Okay, so this question is about the flight detail. This will come later, inshallah. So the key highlights of the Hajj, the pillars of the Hajj. This is important. There are four main pillars: the Ihram, and standing at Arafat, and Tawaf al-Fada, and Sa'i. If any of these pillars are neglected, the Hajj is incomplete. The Hajj is incomplete. So, and then the requirements of the Hajj. We will now go through some of these details that we are mentioning here. The requirements of the Hajj are to assume Ihram at Mikat, to stay in Arafah till the sun has set, to stay in Muzdalifah, and to stay in Mina on the nights preceding the days of Tashriq, and also stoning the pillars and Jamarat, and cutting or shaving the hair, and farewell tawaf, al-wada. These are the requirements of the Hajj. If one neglects a requirement, he must compensate for it, a fidya, by an animal sacrificed in Makkah and distributed in Makkah. So these are important. We have to note the requirements and the pillars. And then we have a lot of sunnahs. So once we uphold these requirements and the pillars, then we are on our way to having a complete Hajj. Another important point, part of the Hajj highlights, are the types of Hajj. This is also part of the flexibility of Islam. Allah gave us flexibility. You have Ifrad, we have Kiran and Tamattu. The Prophet ﷺ, he did Kiran, but because he brought his sacrifice with him from Medina, and he said, if many of what he said is, if he hadn't brought his sacrifice from Medina, he would have done Tamattu. So some scholars say Tamattu is the best kind of Hajj, but all of these are there based on your situation, based on your condition. So the Ifrad and the Kiran are similar in many respects. First, all of them have to wear ihram from the Mikat. That's common to all of them. And the Tawaf al-Qudum also, the Ifrad and Kiram have to do Tawaf al-Qudum. Tamattu will do Tawaf Umrah. Before that, let's just explain quickly about them, then we come to the details. So Tamattu is Umrah followed by Hajj. So you do your Umrah completely, you remove your Ihram, and then when the Hajj time comes, you do your Hajj. And for this, you sacrifice an animal because you are benefiting Hajj and Umrah in one trip. So you sacrifice an animal as a way of thanking Allah for this favor. And Kiran is Hajj, is Umrah followed by Hajj, which also requires sacrifice for an animal. So here you don't remove you're still in Ihram. It's the Umrah is inside the Hajj. So you have you make your Ihram for both of them. You don't remove your Ihram. And the ifrad, again, you don't remove your ihram, is hajj alone. And this one doesn't require sacrifice of an animal. So these are the three types, and based on your situation. So your ifrad, you have your tawaf al-qudum, you have the sa'i for hajj, and then you remain in ihram. You remain in ihram, observing its restrictions until the day of sacrifice. In Kiran, you do your tawaf kudum, you do your sa'i, and then you remain in ihram until the 10th day of sacrifice. So these are similar in many respects. Only this one is you're doing for Hajj. Your tawaf is for the Hajj, and your sa'i is for the Hajj. And this one you do your Umrah followed by Hajj. So and then your tamattu is you do your tawaf fully, you do your sa'i fully for Umrah, and then you cut your hair or shave your hair. If the time is close to the Hajj, some scholars say you can cut your hair and not shave it. And then after the Hajj, you can then shave, which is better, or you cut as well. So then you're released from the Ihram, and then on the 8th of Zulhijjah, you wear your Ihram again for Hajj. So these are the three types of Hajj. For Ifrad, Tawaf al-Qudum is Sunnah, and there is no problem if it is omitted because you are doing for Hajj. So it is a Sunnah. So these are the three types of Hajj. And again, the key highlight, the Mikat. All of them have to wear ihram from Mikat. So what is this Mikat? We have the Prophet, the Prophet himself identified this Mikat. And these Mikat are 5. We have Zul Hulaifa. Mr. Abdullah, if you can just wait till the end, then we can answer all the questions, inshallah. Zul Hulaifa, that is for the people of Medina and those beyond, those who come from that side. This is the farthest from Mecca. And then you have Dhat al-Irq, 100 kilometers northeast of Mecca. And then you have Al-Karn Manazil. This is for those who come from Najd. And then we have from those coming from Yemen, Yalamlam. And then those coming from Egypt. And that side we have Al-Jufa. So we have these 5 Mikat. So the Ihram is from the Mikat. The Ihram is from the Mikat. That's where you make your intention. And then and that's where you wear your ihram and then start the Hajj rites or the Umrah. Some etiquettes given by Sheikh Akil. I just reorganized some of them before setting out on the Hajj journey, because the Hajj journey, yani, you want to get full acceptance, and sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can take people life at Hajj. They go for Hajj and then they pass away in the Hajj. And some go for Hajj and pass away just after Hajj. I know someone, he went for Hajj, he finished the Hajj, and then he was on an elevator, he had a heart problem, and then he was rushed to the hospital, he passed away just after Hajj. So because of these reasons, so there are some advices that you never know if you'll come back. So first, your intention, this Hajj is purely for Allah's pleasure. You don't know if you'll have chance to do a second Hajj. So do this one sincere for Allah, not for worldly reasons. And then you settle all your debts and write your will. And if you have amana, you give back the amana. And then you repent from past sins and commit yourself to avoid doing them. And to return back the unjust property. You took property unjustly, you return it, and you seek forgiveness. And all of these things to help you get an accepted Hajj. And another important point is to use halal wealth, lawful wealth for the Hajj. because Allah only accepts what is pure. So you use your pure wealth for the Hajj. And to understand the rights, which is what we are doing now. So we are trying to explain, and also you can also read on your own and ask questions. And so all of these will help you understand the Hajj rights. But then when you go to the Hajj, you know what you're doing and you are confident. Otherwise, if you go to the Hajj, you don't know what you're doing. For every step, you have to ask question. You ask question. It will not, you will not enjoy your Hajj very well. When you learn all the rights, you are confident, you are able to enjoy your Hajj even more and make less mistakes. And seeking a companion and righteous companion in of the journey, especially if it's going to be a long journey, you have righteous people who will teach you, you learn from them. So it's also another advice for the journey, and to advise your family to be conscious of Allah, and then you fulfill their responsibilities. All these are etiquettes, just some etiquettes. During the Hajj, our main thing is we refrain from harming others, physically or verbally. Means we should be patient with others. We don't start to shout or fight back. We overlook. We just overlook. And also Allah say, وَلَا جِدَالَ فِي الْحَجِّ. Allah say, don't argue in the Hajj. So to argue in the Hajj is forbidden. So we learn to overlook. We learn to overlook in the Hajj and to be attentive. The Hajj, unfortunately, some see the Hajj as, some have an attitude, I don't have to pray. I go to Hajj, all my sins are wiped out. I go to the next Hajj again, all my sins are wiped out. No, we continue doing our duties. The Salah is fard, with or without Hajj, before Hajj or after Hajj. So we fulfill all our duties. We increase our act of worship and be kind to others and all of this. We don't, being to the Hajj doesn't give us excuse to overlook our duties, our Islamic duties, and maintain good morals and being patient and to forgive and being kind, and also to supplicate and make du'as during the travel, and a lot of du'as, adkar, sabah, masa, morning and evening du'as, and the different du'as, entering the masjid, leaving the masjid, du'as of travel, all the du'as we learn and we say them. So all of these are some etiquettes in the Hajj, for the Hajj journey. For the Ihram, when we end at the Ihram, there are also some points. Some of these you can do even before reaching the miqat, to trim the nails, to remove the unwanted hair, to wash the body, to have clean body, to remove all the stitched clothing. The men have to wear ihram garments, which is not stitched, and the women can wear any clothing that cover their body except the face and the hands. No niqab and no gloves. And if you want, you can perfume the body, but it should not touch on the ihram. It should not perfume the ihram. But after bath, you can perfume the body. And the intention, you have to have the intention in your mind, but you have to say it again. You have to say it, whether you're making the labbaik for the Hajj or for the Umrah before Hajj, and or only for the Hajj. So you have to make the intention, and then after that, you make your talbiyah. And then talbiyah, there are different variants, but the common variant is this one: labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika lak labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata lak wal mulk la sharika lak. So this is tawheed. So here we are. Here am I, O Allah. Here I am. You have no partner. Here I am. Verily, all praise and blessings are yours. All sovereignty, and you have no partner. This is tawheed. So this is what the muhrim keep on saying all the time until you reach haram. And then also in the days of the days of the Hajj. You say it again. You keep on, so you say this labbaik a lot. It's talbiyah. The men have to raise their voice and the women don't have to raise their voice. There are some prohibitions during Ihram, wearing perfume, no perfume in Ihram, and no stitched clothing. So some of these are for men, and some are for women, and some are for men and women. Okay, so for men, no stitched clothing for men, and then no head covering for men. Okay, and then for everyone, not to clip the nails. Don't clip nails. You don't trim the hair or cut the hair. And then those who are married don't fondle with their wife. And then also for everyone, no hunting. Hunting, you don't hunt and you don't show someone if there is a very good looking animal that you can hunt. It comes very close. You don't tell someone there's an animal there, hunt it. So you don't hunt, you don't assist in the hunting of the animal. So, and then there are some for women, only for women. The women should not cover the face, as we said, and the hand. And also, she has to be accompanied by a mahram for the journey, for a mahram. And also, if she begins to see her period during the Hajj, she should continue. This is something natural that Allah has written for the women. She should continue and do all the rites except the tawaf. Except the tawaf. She should do everything else except the tawaf. And then, as we said in the talbiyah, she doesn't have to raise, she should not raise her voice. Okay? These are some for some additional rulings for women. And another one for both male and women, for both males and men and women, no marriage contract. You don't do marriage contract for yourself or for your son or for your brother, or no marriage contract during the Hajj. Okay, so these are some prohibitions during the Ihram. Some things allowed: wearing sandals, carrying umbrella, wearing a belt, and taking shower, even changing the ihram. If the ihram is dirty, you have a second pair, no problem. Changing the ihram, wearing glasses and links and watches and bandage on the wound, all of these are allowed during ihram. So don't restrict yourself to think you don't have to carry an umbrella. So all of these are allowed. Now the Hajj rites. At a glance, the Hajj at a glance, we spoke about the Ihram, to intend for Hajj and enter the state of Ihram before the Miqat. And then when you come to Makkah, Tawaf al-Qudum, and then Sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and then on the 8th of Zilhijjah to go to Mina, and then from Mina we'll give some more details later to spend time in Arafah, and then from Arafah to go to Muzdalifah, and then in Muzdalifah you collect some pebbles, you sleep the night, and then you come on the next day, you hit Jamatul Aqaba, and then after that, Yawm al-Nahar, you slaughter, and then you shave or trim your hair, and then you do Tawaf Ifada, and then and then the day of Tashriq, the second day after Yawm al-Nahar, then you start your 3 Jamarat, and then after for all the 2 days or 3 days, and then the farewell Tawaf. This is the Hajj at a glance. Now we'll go through the details of this. The Tawaf, I'm sure many of you have done Tawaf. You have done Umrah since you live in Saudi Arabia. So just a few points. It started at the black stone and entered the black stone. And this Hijr Ismail, this round part, is actually part of the Kaaba. So, and you should do your tawaf around it, not inside it. If you do inside it, it will spoil your tawaf. Okay, so it has to be outside it. And just a side story, why is this hijr, why is this hijr there? When the Quraysh wanted to rebuild the Kaaba, they said we have to use pure money. This is Allah's house. We should only use pure money for this. So they contributed their money, and their pure money stopped. It finished. They could not complete it. So that's why it stayed there. And then there is some story later on, some other caliph tried to put it back and take it back and so on. But this is a reminder of their sincerity to make sure that only pure wealth is used for this. Also for us, we try to use our pure wealth for the Hajj. So this, and then also another point the scholars talk about, that you touch the black stone, or you point at the black stone and then say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you do the tawaf. At the beginning you do it, at the beginning of the tawaf, you raise your hand and then you point to the black stone, and then before you do the tawaf, and then you do the 7. When you finish, you don't push, and you take your time and do it. When you finish, then you do, before that, you uncover the men should uncover their right shoulder when they are doing their tawaf. And for the tawaf al-qudum, the first tawaf, when you come, you do the first three tawaf ramla fast, and the rest 4 you do at normal pace. That is for the men. So for the men, they expose their right shoulder, and then the first 3 is done quickly, ramla. If there is a lot of pressure, you cannot. You do as much as you can. So the first 3 is a bit fast, and the rest 4 at normal pace. And later on, when you come back to do your tawaf, tawaf al-ifada, and you don't do that anymore. When you come to do your tawaf al-wida, you don't do again that anymore. 3 to go 3 very fast. You only do it for the first tawaf. Okay. And the sa'i is between Safa and Marwa. Abda bima bada bi'illah. You say, I start with what Allah started with. Allah started off by saying Safa before Allah said Marwa. So we start at Safa, and then at Safa we face the Kaaba, and then we make our dua, and then La ilaha illallah, again Tawheed. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. La ilaha illallah wahda anjaza wahda wa nasara abda wa azama al-ahzab wahda. You say that one, and then some say you say it, you make dua, you say it, you make dua, you say it, and then you leave to go to. So 3 times. So 3 times you make that dua, and you make other duas. You make other duas, and then you go from Safa to go to Marwa. And when you come to the green light, this green light is close to Safa. At the green light, you rush, you run. The men should run between the 3 lights, not the women. The women travel normally. And also another point before that, after, I'm sorry, I skipped one point. After the tawaf, the men cover again their shoulder. Before, only the first shoulder was left out. You cover your shoulder and pray 2 rakah. And pray 2 rakah. These two rakah, you recite Qul al-Kafirun and Qul Huwallahu in the first rakah, Fatiha and Qul al-Kafirun. The second rakah, Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu Ahad. This should be done preferably at Maqam Ibrahim or close to Maqam Ibrahim, and if it's not possible, anywhere in the Mataf or anywhere in the Haram there. So if there is no pressure, you do it close to Makam. If there is a lot of pressure, you do it anywhere else. So that's your, so after the tawaf, you do the 2 rakah, and then you also point to the Kaaba, to the black stone again, before going for the safa, for the side. So you do your 7, you cover your shoulders. For the men, you pray the 2 rakah, then you point again to the hijr, to the black stone, before going to the Safa Marwa. So in the Safa Marwa, for the men, the shoulders are now covered. Both shoulders are covered, and then you do your Safa. Then you run between the 2 green lights. You come to Marwa. Again, you say the same dua. La ilaha illa wahda wa la sharika la, lahul mulk wa lahul hamdu wa la kulli shay'in qadir. La ilaha illa wahda anjaza wahda, nasara abda, wa hazama al-ahzab wahda. And then you make dua. So you make you see that 3 times, and then you make dua, and then you come down again to go to Safa. So from Safa going to Marwa, that is 1 round. From Marwa going to Safa is another round. So you do this 7 times, means if you start at Safa, you'll end at Marwa. You'll end at Marwa. Okay. And then after completing the Sa'i, Safa Marwa, then the men should cut or shave their hair. As we said, both are allowed. The Prophet made dua more for the one who cut than the one who shaved, but both of them are allowed. And for the woman, they cut only small, about like the small finger, few hair. The hair should be little, just a few hair, the length of a finger. Okay, so the length of the width of a finger. So, but that can be done in the hotel or somewhere else, not in Marwa. It's not proper to cut your hair in Marwa. These are, so we have finished. We finished the Umrah. We finished the Tawaf. We finished the Sa'i. Then we cut our hair, and that is the end of that's the end of the Umrah. It means now if you're doing Tamattu, you are back to normal. You can wear your clothes, you can wear you can put on perfume and all those things. But the one who is in Kiran or Ifrad, he is still in Ihram. He is still in Ihram. He doesn't cut his hair. He will do, but he doesn't cut his hair, as we said earlier. Then, if someone came long before, he will, for those in Tamattu, they will wait till the 8th of Zilhijjah, Yawm Tarwiyah, and that's the days of Hajj. The days of Hajj are 5 days, 5 golden days, okay? So the 8th, 9th, and all of them have names, Yawm Tarwiyah, Yawm Arafah, and Yawm Nahar. And then you have the 11th and 12th and the 13th, Yawm Tashriq. So on the 8th of Zulhijjah, Yawm Tarwiyah, those in Ifrad and Kiran, they are already in Ihram. They are already in Ihram. So the one who is in Tamattu, he has to now wear Ihram on the 8th, from wherever he is. So wherever he is in Mecca, wherever he is, he wears Ihram from there. He doesn't have to go anywhere else, to Tan'im or anywhere else. And then from there, the pilgrims leave from Mecca to Mina before noon. And arrival at Mina, you're preparing for the big day. So this is the preparation for the big day. So at Mina, they perform the 5 prayers at that time, without combining, but they are shortened. Means you pray Zuhr at its time, Asr at its time, Isha at its time, and then but only the rakah is shortened for Zuhr from 4 to 2 rakah, and for Asr and Isha. Okay, so you pray there and you relax and preparing for the big day, for the big day. So you stay, and this cutting down the salah from 4 to 2 rakah applies to people of Makkah and people who came from people of Makkah and people out of Makkah. It doesn't distinguish between someone in Makkah or someone out of Makkah, a traveler or a non-traveler. All of these are the rites of Hajj. The Prophet said we should take the rights from him. So the pilgrims stay overnight in Mina and perform the Fajr before proceeding with the Hajj, going to Arafah. And then the 9th day is the main day. Yawm al-Hajj is the main Hajj day is the 9th. So the 9th departure to Arafah before sunrise, to leave Mina before sunrise and head to Arafah. And it's sunnah to stop at Namira to hear the khutbah and pray if possible. And if not, if you go to your tent, in your tent, you can still hear the khutbah in the tent. And then in the tent, you can pray your zuhur and asr in your tent. Okay? So there, we pray zuhur and asr together to give you time for the dua after asr, before sunset. So in the plain of Arafah, the pilgrim must remain till sunset, and then asr now before sunset. That's the time of the duas. That's the time now. That's the main Hajj day. So after asr, or from after the khutbah is finished, from that time till Maghrib is time for duas and zikr, and so it's up to you. If the time is too long for you, you split it. You make zikr sometime, you make dua sometime, read sometime Quran, but that whole time is the time for duas. Is the time for dua. And then so the Zuhr and Asr, as I said, are combined and prayed together, and then the time is left now for dua, left for duas. And then after Maghrib, straight away, after sunset, to leave for Muzdalifah, without performing Maghrib, to leave for Muzdalifah straight away. And then after arriving in Muzdalifah, to perform Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah, to perform. And the women are permitted to leave Muzdalifah earlier, and to spend the night. So Muzdalifah, the Sunnah, the Prophet slept at night in Muzdalifah. So Muzdalifah is not the time now for tahajjud and all these things. It's to rest for the day of Eid, the big day, because the Yawm al-Nahar has a lot of activities. So you need again to save your energies for that. And then also there's another ibadah in Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah, there is what is called Mashhar al-Haram. It's also recommended to stand Mashhar al-Haram and face Qibla and make duas. And the Prophet said all of that area is place to stand, not one particular place there. So there again, you stand and make a dua before moving. So there from Muzdalifah, you pick some pebbles to go to Mina, and then to leave Muzdalifah before sunrise and head to Mina. Okay, so it's a lot of activities, moving, a lot of activities and different activities. Yeah? And then upon reaching Mina, the pilgrim goes straight to the big Jamra, Jamratul Aqaba. So you come in, this is the way from Makkah, you come to Sugra, you leave it. You just forget about it. You go to the Wusta, the middle one, you leave it. You go to the last one, Kubra, that's where you stone the pebble. Again, this is what are the Hajj rites. The Hajj rites we follow as they came. As they came. So we leave the two Jamarat and only come to the last Jamarat and then we stone the Jamarat. We collected already 7 pebbles from Muzdalifah. We collected the pebbles. So when we come, each time we throw the pebble, we say Allahu Akbar. We say Allahu Akbar and throw the pebble. Allahu Akbar, we throw the pebble until we finish all the 7. And then after that, we perform the animal sacrifice if required, or if someone has paid for it to be done on your behalf, and then they will do the sacrifice on your behalf. And then the pilgrim will then shave or trim the hair. And then after that, the pilgrim is now free from ihram, free from the ihram. And then its restrictions. There is some exception there. And then he will then go to Mecca. He will then go to Mecca to perform Tawaf Ifadah. After finishing Tawaf Ifadah, but all of this is efforts. So after Tawaf Ifadah, the pilgrim goes back to Mina to stay in Mina for the night and to spend the Ayyam Tashriq in Mina. And Ayyam Tashriq, these are the days of relaxing, of zikr, of eating, and mixing and talking, mixing with your friends. So if we have social interactions are for these days, for eating and relaxing. So the main activities in Ayyam Tashriq is to throw the 3 Jamarats. After zenith, after the sun has passed midday, to throw. So you come to Sugra, and then you throw the 7. Each one you say Allahu Akbar. Between Sugra and Wusta, you make dua. And then you come to Wusta, the middle one, and then again you throw 7. Each one you say Allahu Akbar, and throw 7. Between Jamaat Wusta and Kubra, you make dua. And after that, you come to the Kubra, and then you throw 7 pebbles, and you don't make any dua again, and you move on. Again, these are also part of the rites. We do as it came. These are all how it came. This is what you do on the 11th day of and then the next day again the same. And then that's the time to eat and to visit. So you're socializing, but not on the time of Arafah. The time of Arafah is for du'as and effort. Then for socializing, this is the time now for socializing in these days and remembering Allah. And then for the pilgrim who wish to, Allah give us option. We can spend 2 days or we can spend 3 days. So those who want to spend 2 days, they have to leave Mina before the sunset on the 12th. Or and if they cannot, for some reason or the other, then they have to spend the 3rd night there. And then and all 3 nights we do the same actions, for all those Ayyam Tashriq. Then after that, leaving Mina, the pilgrim returns to Mecca after finishing Ayyam Tashriq, to return to Mecca for the farewell Tawaf, Tawaf al-Wada. And this is also, as we said before, a requirement of the Hajj, which has to be performed. These are the main points of the Hajj. Now I can take questions, and also Sheikh Khalid is here with us. So if you have some questions, he can also maybe help to answer the questions. I will look at your chat session and then see.
Okay, Doctor. We have some questions in Q&A. You can answer.
I will start with those Q&A questions. This one is متى تواصلنا
Ustaz Muhammad, I will answer this question, Doctor. This meeting for explain how to Hajj to an Arabic, not speaking Arabic. Anything about another او خلينا نتكلم بالعربي، اي شيء بخصوص الحجوزات او الكلام هذا له لقاء اخر، وهناك
Okay.
رقم للتواصل سيتم اعطائه لحضراتكم بالتواصل عليه.
Yes. This will be
اتفضل
attend
حضرتك.
now. So later on, they'll attend to these issues about flight details, and this will come later on in the small groups. The Qurbani about the Hajj, we said the Ifrad and the Ifrad doesn't perform any sacrifice, but Kiran and Tamattu, they have to perform a sacrifice. Okay, so that is the one they perform. The one we do here, when we are not, those who are not on Hajj, they do a sacrifice. That is, we are. This is the activities we have to be close to the Hajj, because these are the best days. But those in Hajj, what they have is this doing Tamattu, they have to make a sacrifice, and those doing Kiran have to make sacrifice. Okay. Type. And what kind of Hajj will do with this is at Dafira, they arrange for the logistics. They arrange for the logistics, and it's up to you now which one you want to do. It's up to you which one. They don't enter into that. They don't enter into that. So it's up to you. You are free. All of them are accepted. Each one by his own situation. Each one by his own situation. The person in Mecca who has done a lot of Umrah, for him, Ifrad is the most recommended one for him. The one from Mecca. He should just go for Hajj alone, without no sacrifice, nothing. Okay. So during Hajj Tamattu, the second Ihram, is it required to meet? No. You don't go to Mikat. When you are doing Tamattu, when you finish your Mikat, you come to Makkah, and you finish your Umrah, and then you're waiting for Ayyam Tarwiyah. In Tarwiyah, from your house, you move. You don't go again to Mikat or anywhere. From your house, you move on from there. And then what type of Hajj we are going to perform, each one by his own situation. Whatever is fine for you. Whatever you choose is flexible. It is flexible. Wearing sunglasses and ring and watch is allowed. Yes, all of these are allowed in Ihram. And هل يوجد الحذاء المحددة للحج? There is no specific footwear for Hajj. Even the footwear, the slippers, flip you can wear, and it's up to you. There is nothing there. Repeat the prayers in Safa and Marwa. It's not clear. Muhammad Qadri. In Safa, you make du'as 3 times, and then you make dua. In Marwa again, that's that dua 3 times. You make 3 times and make your own dua, any other dua you want to make in Marwa. There is no prayers there. This is not, from what I understand, there is arrangement if you want to pay for Odeh or Fidya, there is a special arrangement for that. There is arrangement, maybe they can give you the link to pay for your sacrifices, not at the farm. I think they organize your accommodation, they organize your transportation, and your food and your lodging and those things. But the type of Hajj you want to do, and then your Qurbani, that one you do for yourself. And the days of Tashriq, there is no maximum time. There is maybe Sheikh Khalid can help to answer. Only after Zawal, when the sun has reached the zenith, then you can start to throw your Jamarat. Okay, And Sheikh Khalid is موجود. Is Sheikh Khalid موجود معنا?
No, Doctor. No, Sheikh Khalid not found.
It's not there?
Yes, he left us.
Oh, he left us, eh? Okay.
Yes.
So these things are open. After Zawal, you keep on, it's open actually, it's open because a lot of crowd and millions of people. So the minimum time is after Zawal, and then you keep on throwing, okay? Is it Safa and Marwa? It's not clear, this question, Muhammad Qadri, it's not clear. What's the difference between Umrah Sa'i and Hajj Sa'i? For the move for the Ifrad, we mentioned there in the beginning, here for Kiran and Tamattu, both of them are doing Umrah followed by Hajj. Okay? Kiran is doing Umrah followed by, only thing is this one is not removing his Ihram and this one is removing his Ihram. But this Ifrad doesn't have Sa'i. Eh? So if for Ifrad, Tawaf Qudum is Sunnah and there is no problem. So this is a Sa'i for Hajj and that is doing, because he's not doing Umrah, he is doing for Hajj. So this is a Sa'i for Hajj. Okay? And then for the Tamattu, the Sa'i is for Umrah because he is doing Umrah first before doing Hajj. The other question, we are coming from Quba. This issue of the type of Hajj, again, is flexible. It's flexible. All the types are possible. It depends on your situation, each one, like I said, Hajj Tamattu is recommended more than Kiran, but depending on your situation. All of them are jahiz. All of them are acceptable. Depending on your situation, you can choose which one. Again, same question. So all of these are the same question. So I suggest you revise again on these three and you check your situation and then you decide. If someone is coming, if someone, for example, the easy case is from Makkah, for him, Ifrad is the best. He would just wait for Yamul Tarwiyah and do Ifrad and do his Hajj Ifrad. But for those out of Makkah, it depends. It depends on your situation. We cannot say you have to do Tamattu, you have to do Kiran. It depends on your situation. There's a choice. There's a choice. There's a choice. As a group, we are going to do the same Hajj. Again, the same question is repeating. Yeah, the same question. The group doesn't tell you which type of Hajj you will do. It doesn't enter into that. It's up to you. It's up to you. The group organize the transportation to make sure you get to Makkah, and then your accommodation and your food, and then the logistics from Mina to Arafah to Muzdalifah and all of that. So they organize all those logistics. Which type of Hajj is up to you. They don't enter into that. I'm from Jazan. I'm not sure. I have to go. Jazan, the mikat of Jazan is different. Those from Khobar and Dammam. For us, our mikat is Karmanazir, Sa'il Kabir. For Jazan, you have a different mikat. So I don't know what the Fari will do for you, whether you will join them in Makkah or you join them in Mina, but you have your own mikat from Jazan. For the Hajj vaccine, check with the Ministry of Health website. There is the primary healthcare centers will give Hajj vaccine. I don't know how many days. Check with them. Check the Ministry of Health website. This tawaf, ifrad and tawaf, that also includes sa'i. We explained in the beginning. We explained in the beginning here. We explained it. There is a sa'i for Hajj. Sa'i, this one we said, after you've done your this one, you do your sa'i for the Umrah, and then for this one you do your sa'i for the Hajj, and then there is sa'i for all of them. This one for the Hajj and this one for the Umrah. Any other questions? I think the question and answer. If we remove if we remove the ihram for Umrah, do we need to go again? No. For the once your intention is for tamattu, that is for Umrah followed by Hajj. So there is connection. So you finish your Umrah, you remove your ihram, and then on the day of Tarwiyah, you just go to Mina. From your house, you just go to Mina, okay? Because your intention was Umrah followed by Hajj. Yeah? Was Umrah followed by Hajj. If, for example, you are in Mecca and you did an Umrah in Mecca, and after 1 week you want to do another Umrah in Mecca, then you have to go to Masjid Aisha and do your Umrah, but not for Hajj. When you're going for the Hajj, once your intention was Umrah, then Hajj, Tamattu, then you don't go again to Masjid Aisha. About the vaccine, again, I said check the website. Safa Marwa Adiyah. I will try to send the Safa and Marwa Adiyah. Doing the Safa and Marwa, you can make any dua. Only on Safa, you have to make La ilaha illa wahda wa la sharika la, lahul mulk wa lahul hamdu wa la kulli shay'in qadir, la ilaha illa wahda, anjaza wahda, wa nasara abda, wa azama al-ahzab wahda. That one you do on Safa, you do on Marwa. In between Safa and Marwa, you can make any dua. Yeah? You can make any dua.
Doctor, in Hamla, we will interactive PDF files send to all pilgrims that include videos and how everything we need in Hajj. Okay.
Okay, inshallah. So they will send you some material, and also I'll give them some material. This one by Aqil, also to include in case they don't have it.
Okay, I check another question is repeated like before question. We can, if you say we can end now, and we will rearrange another meeting, and we will send a lot of PDF files that included video and instruction to all of these questions.
Okay. And then another question, thank you for the saying there will be arrangement for Qurbani there by our company. Like I said, the arrangement for your sacrifice is the Ministry of Hajj has special arrangement where you can pay even a Raji bank also you can pay. I think for your sacrifice there are many ways to pay for sacrifice. That one I think is not handled by the company. The company is handling transportation and accommodation and food mostly. So the type of Hajj that is for you, and also for your sacrifice also that is for you. And then the other question for Tamattu, should we do sacrifice in Makkah or Mina? In Tamattu, you have to do your sacrifice because this is a shukr to Allah. Allah has made you do Hajj and Umrah at the same time in one trip. So, and this has to be distributed among the people of Makkah, the poor of Makkah. So usually those who do this distribution, they know how to distribute those ones. Ayam Tashriq min Mata. You have Ayam Tarwiyah, Ayam al-Nahar, and then Yom al-Arafah. You have the 3 days, Yom al-Nahar, Yom al-Tarwiyah, Yom al-Arafah, Yom al-Nahar, Ayam Tashriq. The Ayam Tashriq is from 11th, 10, 12, 13th of Zulhijjah. So your 8, just a minute. The 8th is Yom Tarwiyah. The 9th is Yom Arafah. And the 10th is the day of Eid or Yom Nahar. After that are the Yom Tashriq, 11th Zulhijjah, 12th, 13th. You can do 2 days, 11 and 12, or you can do 3 days, 11, 12, 13. All of them are accepted. Then another question by Sajjad. If we go on the 7th of Zulhijjah and have the intention to perform Hajj Tamattu, so we have to change the clothes in Haram or can remove in Mina. And the second question, if Ustaz Sajjad, if the time is very short, then it's easier, Allahu A'lam, to do the Quran when the time is very short. Because your Tamattu, you're going to do sacrifice, and the Quran, you're going to do sacrifice. When the time is very short, then maybe it's easier, but all of them is allowed. All of them is allowed. Quran is allowed, Tamattu is allowed, whatever. But in terms of logistics, if you're going to spend longer, suppose you have 2 weeks in Mecca, then it makes sense to do Tamattu. You do your Umrah, you take out your Ihram, and you stay in Mecca, do your Ibadah in Mecca until the 8th. Then you do your. It's easier to do. Tamattu when you spend longer time in Mecca. Okay, but when the time is very short, you arrive on the 8th, on the 7th. Allah knows, Allah Alam, but there to be easier to do the Quran or the Ifrat. Are kids allowed? The children, when they do their Hajj, you get the reward. But when they become adult again, they have to do the Hajj again. The kid, because underage, when they do, you get the reward. But when they become baligh again, they have to do their Hajj. And then another question, I want to join from Dammam instead of Jeddah. Can I join from Dammam? In terms of logistics, if you are in Dammam, okay, but to leave Jeddah and come to Dammam, maybe, I don't know the situation, but maybe it's easier from Jeddah to join and meet them in Makkah or in Mina. But if you can speak to them in the logistics section, they can give some more details. Here we just try to cover the Hajj rights and all those things. But you can speak to them again. Another question by Ustaz Hassan. As per the initial sharing of the roadmap, it's mentioned movement should be based on ministry's guidelines. Are those movements as per Hajj? Yes, Ustaz Hassan, there are a lot of the ministry of the country has a ministry of Hajj, and this ministry of Hajj, there are a lot of ulama who have given a lot of fatwas. Not today, they have been giving fatwas since 20, 30 years. Many of these fatwas are available. So these are people who are qualified to give fatwa, who have given a lot of fatwas on this. So those people, the guides in the Hajj, many of them are sheikhs, they are learned. So they know about these fatwas. And so they are around to guide you about the Hajj. So it's good, it's advisable to accept what they give, because these are qualified ulama giving fatwa. And sometimes it's very difficult now, because some of these ulama, their purpose, how we benefit from them, things that wasn't there at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Now it's appearing now. How do you handle it? So the ulama apply themselves and solve the problem for us. So we accept their solutions. Okay.
Doctor, we have Dr. Khalid Abu Rashid. He needs to.
موجود الآن؟
Yes.
نعم دكتور سليمان.
حياك الله دكتور، حياك دكتور.
الله يحفظك. لعلنا ننهي اللقاء، الله يحفظك، ونواعد
كان في
الإخوان
سؤال وايد.
أقول لعلنا ننتهي من اللقاء.
ننتهي الآن إن شاء الله. Dr. Khalid is saying that maybe we should stop here and maybe we can organize another session.
نعم.
Okay.
نعم، وسيكون إن شاء الله هناك لقاءات أخرى بإذن الله عز وجل في الأيام القادمة، سنعلن لهم ونرسل لهم عن طريق الرسائل الواتساب بإذن الله عز وجل.
Inshallah. And also this presentation, I will update it and send it so that it can be sent to you. And Dr. Khalid is saying that there might be another meeting again. Okay. Shukran, Doctor.
Shukran, Dr. Khalid. And thank you for all attendance with us. Thank you, and we will see another meeting, inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thank you very much. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
سرت والشوق طريقي، جئت من فج عميق، إن من أركان ديني حجة البيت العتيق.